Welcome back. It is the Flow Sports Hour on Flow FM. We are stepping into the premiership time machine once again, and this time rewinding back to 2004. And joining me for this is Chris White, the 2004 premiership coach of the Harrow Balmoral Kangaroos in the Horsham and District Footy League. Good to be speaking with you, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Dan. Going pretty well. Yep, all good.
Very good. Glad to hear it. Now, 20 years is a long time, so obviously the first question that I love to ask when I do these premiership time machine interviews is, what are some of your memories that 20 years later still come to the front of your mind when you think about winning that premiership?
I suppose, Dan, look, premiership's a pretty hard thing to win, and they don't come around that often, so it was obviously a special time for the club and a special time for myself. But as I said, it is 20 years ago, so the memory is fading a little bit.
Yeah, as it tends to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Even if the memory's fading a little bit, I'll tell you some of the intel that I've got from this game and a couple of things that I'd love to hear a little bit more about. And I've heard that from your coaching tactics, something that you basically told the playing group was 5 weeks out from finals to pretty much put life on hold and focus on footy. Now, I'm really intrigued by this because ordinarily in amateur footy, no matter how close you are to a flag, at the end of the day, it is just your sort of weekend sport, and life gets in the way whether you like it or not sometimes. But yeah, just tell me a little bit about how the playing group sort of took that advice and how they bought into that, and yeah, your memories of everyone taking that on board.
Yeah, Dan, I suppose it probably goes back to the 12 months before that. I came to the club there 12 months before, called Trevor McClure, which was coaching sort of thing. We had a pretty handy team, and we got to the grand final that year and got pipped by about 3 points or something sort of thing like that. And, that set fairly harshly with me, I suppose. So the next year when I took the reins sort of thing, it was about trying to make amends. And as you know, I suppose, that premierships really don't come around that often. So you've got to try and seize the opportunity when they come forward. And so we just tried in the last 4 or 5 weeks there, as you said, to tick all the boxes and make sure everyone's body was right and stuff like that going in it, because we didn't want to repeat of the year before, I suppose. So, yeah, that's probably why.
And the players, yourself included, you were the playing coach on the season. What was the buy-in like? Did everyone take okay to that? Was everyone happy to do that? I'm sure, like you said, everyone was sort of stinging from the year before. So naturally, I would assume everyone was pretty happy to buy in and not have a repeat of the previous year.
Yeah, I think so. That's probably, you hate to lose grand finals, but it probably does make you a bit hungry the next one comes around sort of thing. So you just got to make sure that, as I said before, all the boxes are ticked and everyone's body's right sort of thing. And I think the players were pretty keen to get on board. And as I said, I hadn't had too much success throughout my career. So, and I was sort of, getting towards the end of it, I suppose, at 30 or 31 I might have been. And so I was just trying to make sure that this one actually counted. So we were a bit lucky enough on the day it actually did. So which was good.
The other bit of intel I got about this game was you sort of directed every player to buy a pair of screw-in stop boots because Horsham City Oval, where the grand final was played, was notoriously slippery with any moisture. How much truth is there to that one? Yeah,
it's probably a bit old school coming out, but look, my theory was that it is a slippery oval sort of thing. I only played there a few times beforehand, and I've just watched a few grand finals there and people slipping over and stuff like that, and I just thought, well, it's not a very hard thing to do, to put a pair of long screw in so you're not slipping over in the goal square for that crucial goal that may count sort of thing. So, as I said before, that 4 or 5 weeks in there, we tried to tick all the boxes, and I just thought that might have been a crucial part of it, sort of thing that might help us get all over the line on the day, which it actually did.
Well, they're the 1%ers that, as a coach, you've done very well to identify them and help all the players do all those little things to get prepared. And it's not just the coaching on game day, obviously, that helps win premierships. It's the preparation and everything else that goes into it. And you said it did help on the day. Do you have any specific memories of, someone on your team keeping their feet or someone on the opposition maybe falling over and you just sort of thought to yourself, geez, lucky we're prepared?
Not too much. It did probably play in our favour because, from memory, the day was pretty ordinary, sort of cold, wet day sort of thing. So, as I said, the long stops are a bit of a you don't see them too much these days, sort of thing. But I'm pretty sure it actually helped us out on the day, and a few people probably did held their feet where they may have slipped over at the crucial moment. And as I said, it's just, as you said before, it's just those little 1%ers that all add up to the 100% and actually got us over the line.
Do you have any memories of maybe a match-winning moment? It was a pretty easy win for you guys in the end on the scoreboard, but was there a moment maybe early in the game, a tone-setting moment that you can look back to and go, that moment right there really helped us set the tone for the day and get an early lead on, or anything like that that stuck with you for 20 years?
As I said, we focused pretty well the last few weeks going into it, sort of thing. So, we were pretty keen to hit the ground running, sort of get the game. I can't see any point. It's exciting for the crowd to actually win a game by a couple of points, sort of thing. But as a coach, sort of thing, you like to be in control of the match. So that was a fair bit of focus to get things done early. And I suppose I think we kicked against the wind in the second quarter and put on. There was a fair wind that day from memory. I remember we got a few goals up early, I think. And then the crucial moment was, I suppose, that second quarter when we were going against the wind, and I think we managed to pile on a few goals that quarter and actually extend the lead to sort of that 40 points or something at half time. So I think that was probably the key moment for it, that second quarter.
Well, scoring against the wind is certainly going to give you a leg up, because scoring with the wind is pretty easy, but going against the wind, it's can certainly make or break your day. So that's good to hear that that's stuck with you for 20 years. Now, you were the player coach on the day, but more than that, you were the league best and fairest in 2003, and then the runner-up in the season we're talking about here, 2004. How did you manage the challenge of being the coach on the day, having the pressure of leading the group, but also trying to be one of the standout players and no doubt having plenty of attention from opposition players?
Well, as a playing coach, I don't know, a lot of people will be in the same boat. It comes down to having crucial people on the bench, I suppose, to actually help you out with the game day rotations and stuff like that. And I was lucky enough to have Greg Schofield and Wayne Anson were my two right-hand man, I suppose, on the bench. And, I could leave a lot of faith in those blokes for the match day, and I could concentrate on actually trying to get a kick myself. So as a playing coach, it's obviously very crucial to have those couple of support crew on the bench sort of thing to help you out. And I think that's we had a really good combination there, and we gelled really well sort of thing. So that helped me tremendously, I would have thought.
Absolutely. Far more than just the players and the coaches on the day that go into winning the premiership and getting through the whole season like that. Now, Tim Houlihan is one significant player who was on this team. He was 15 years old, I believe, at the time. He was the under-15 Australian 1,500 metre and 3,000 metre champion, and he was drafted to the West Coast Eagles and played a few games for the Eagles after the 2006 AFL draft. What are your memories of young Tim going up against men? It must be hard for a skinny long-distance runner, 15-year-old going against men, but what are your memories of Tim in the team?
He's obviously a ripping young bloke and coming along sort of thing with a great attitude to learn. He's one of those blokes that asked as many questions as he could, and as I said, he was only a kid coming up. And, we just thought that going into the grand final, you can't beat fresh legs, and he obviously had a big aerobic capacity, even though he was actually a young fella, and I just thought, he would have been crucial to our setup going forward for the day sort of thing. So we tried to blood him along and give him a chance, and I'm sure he benefited from the experience as well.
And another really significant thing about this premiership is it was the first time that Harrow Balmoral had all four sides playing in a grand final on the same day, 2 junior and 2 senior sides. So what was that like, just having the whole club all in action on the same day? It must have been... The atmosphere must have been incredible.
Yeah, big buzz for the club. Obviously, Harrow Balmoral's been a successful club over the years, and especially that year there, we managed to put all the sides together sort of thing. And obviously, the crowd and the people around is a bit of a buzz. So as you get on the ground sort of thing, you just look around and see that big sea of blue and white. And, that's obviously a big thing for the day sort of thing, but an incredible moment for the club. Like, they should be pretty proud of themselves that day. And as I said, it doesn't happen very often, whatever. So you got to try and grab these things when they come along.
And 20 years have now passed. What are you doing with yourself now, Chris?
I'm still on the farm just down the road. So I'm just up here at Eden Open, Apsley, in the area sort of thing. And, not much has changed for me sort of thing. That just got a bit older and greyer sort of thing, but we're still running the farm as it was back 20 years ago. So, yeah. Very
good. But you're no longer with Harrow Balmoral, is that right?
No, that's right. I only went down there for a couple of years. Was sort of a bit of a trade-off, I suppose. I coached the local club up here, Eden Open, Apsley, for a number of years well before that, and a couple of good mates of mine, Tim Leeming and Brian Blood and Brett Penny and that. We were down at Harrow, and I got them to come and play for me for a couple of years up here to help me out, and that was sort of part of the deal that I'd go down there and actually help them out. So, I'd only had a couple of years at Harrow Balmoral there, but it was a bit of a trade-off for them helping me up here at Eden Open, Apsley, and that seemed to work pretty well. So, very grateful for those blokes, and we ended up getting a flag over, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like it. Would you say it was a fair trade-off? I mean, you helped them deliver a flag. Did you sort of get the same in return?
No, we didn't quite get the flag. I think we finished third there a couple of years, but we're up against a couple of pretty good teams in Penola and stuff like that, and Mundella. So, but anyway, that's the way it goes. As I said, they're hard to win, and as I said, I was ending my career sort of thing on the end of it anyway, and I was happy to go down there for a couple of years and try and help those blokes out.
And by the sounds of things, you're obviously still in touch with some of the blokes that you won this premiership with and were part of the club. Is there a pretty good cohort that you still get to see pretty regularly?
Yeah, they're just down the road. We're not far from Harrow Balmoral sort of thing. And as you know, premiership mates are mates for life sort of thing. And, we catch up quite regularly, not with everyone sort of thing, but a few of the core group that I was good mates with, we see each other quite often. And as I said, I think we've got a reunion coming up this year. So I'm sure the club down there, which is a fantastic club, and they'll have something planned for us. I'm not sure of the dates and stuff, whatever, but we'll try and catch up and relive a few of those little memories from 2004.
Absolutely. Well, 20 years on, it's certainly the right time for a premiership reunion and for everyone to catch up. So hopefully that all comes to fruition and it's a great day, whether it's at the footy or whatever you end up doing. I'm sure it's going to be a cracking day and there'll be plenty of memories shared. So just before we wrap up, is there anything we've missed? Anything that stands out from the day or the season or anything at all that we haven't touched on?
No, I don't think. I think we've covered it pretty well. As I said, it's 20 years ago and things, you got to jog the memory a little bit sort of thing. But it's obviously a fantastic year for the club with all the four sides in the grand final. But we were lucky enough to come away with the win that day and, look back on those days very fondly. So, and thanks very much to the Harrow Balmoral Football Club, really. So,
well, with the four sides all playing on the same day and having young Tim Houlihan in the team and your coaching, getting everyone to focus on footy and buy the screw stop boots. There's certainly a lot of folklore involved in this premiership, and I have really enjoyed learning about it from you, and I have no doubt there'll be plenty more stories coming back to light at the reunion later this year. So, Chris, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you've enjoyed reminiscing on all this, and I'll be wishing you lots of fun at the reunion later in the year.
Thanks very much, Dan. Great to chat.